I am a positive Phoenix Suns fan and I always try to stay optimistic, so a video like this is hard for me to make because it is mostly negative. But with that being said, let's talk about the current state of the Phoenix Suns at the NBA All-Star break. And real quick, let's start with the Phoenix Suns back-to-back games versus the Memphis Grizzlies and the Houston Rockets. The Suns could have won the game versus the Grizzlies because the Grizzlies kept leaving the door open for them, but the Suns were down like 15 plus points at one point, and that has happened a lot throughout this season, and they cannot keep doing that. You can't expect to win many games when you are down big like that. And let's talk about the game versus the Rockets. Now, in all fairness to the Phoenix Suns, they did have a respectable, hard-fought game against Houston, especially being shorthanded with no Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Grayson Allen, and others. But I did read that the Phoenix Suns had an 8-point lead entering the final quarter, and then they committed 7 of their 18 turnovers in the fourth quarter. Let me repeat that. They had 7 of their 18 turnovers in the fourth quarter. That is absolutely ridiculous. And then the Rockets scored like 28 points off those turnovers, and then they go on like an 11-2 run late in the game, and then they win the game. I just don't know what to say at this point, you guys. It kind of seems like the Suns have done that before, and it's just getting old at this point. So the Phoenix Suns record at the NBA All-Star break is 26-28. They have 26 wins at the NBA All-Star break, which is absolutely terrible. They have lost 7 out of their last 9 games, and I have said this before a lot this season, and I'm going to continue to say it. It feels like the Phoenix Suns take 1 step forward, and then they take 3 steps back. Shane Young from Forbes had a really good tweet about the Phoenix Suns at the All-Star break this season compared to last season, and I'm just going to read you guys some of the biggest numbers and takeaways from this tweet. It's on the screen right now so you guys can read it. Last season, the Phoenix Suns were 33-22 at the NBA All-Star break, which kind of seems wild to think about. And then obviously this season they are 26-28. The Suns were 8th in offensive rating last year. This season we are 13th. Last season the Phoenix Suns were 8th in net rating. We are 20th in net rating this season, and the Phoenix Suns are a terrible rebounding team, 26th in the league in rebounding rate. That's no surprise there, unfortunately. So yeah, obviously the numbers aren't very good, but let's talk about Tyus Jones real quick. Now, in all fairness, his numbers are fine. He's averaging 11 points per game, 6 assists per game while shooting 45% from the field. Although when we first got him, I thought that he'd be leading the league in assists. I was way wrong on that. And I do think that some of his games get overlooked, but when you're the starting point guard on what should be a championship contending team, those good games should be the standard. And as my guy John Voida from Bright Side of the Sun wrote, Tyus Jones has unfortunately turned into another question mark for this Phoenix Suns team. It just hasn't worked as expected. I overlook how bad he is on defense, and unfortunately the turnovers have been a problem this season. Arizona Central had a really good quote on Tyus Jones, which says, quote, "He came to the Suns as one of the best in the league in assist to turnover ratio and the answer to their point guard problem. But he has become more of a spot-up shooter with Booker, Durant, and Beal initiating the offense." Close quote. Now let's talk about Bradley Beal for a minute, who statistically is having a good season. He's averaging 17 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game while shooting 49.5% from the field. He's been a true professional despite all of the rumors and reports and fan backlash with his no trade clause and all of that. We've seen him have good games this season. I think that does get overlooked. However, you guys know that I like reading you guys quotes, and I do want to read a quote from Arizona Sports, and they go on to write, quote, "With 53 games played last year and 37 this season, Beal has missed 35% of his possible games for Phoenix since arriving. It might be worse that none of this is due to a serious long-term injury, and instead smaller nagging stuff. For reference, and for those saying to your screen, what did you expect? Beal played 79% of his possible games for the Washington Wizards in 11 seasons, close quote. It's going to be interesting to see if the Phoenix Suns can find a deal for Bradley Beal that makes him waive his no trade clause, or if the Phoenix Suns just really believe in Bradley Beal and they're going to keep him headed into next season. I cannot wait to see what happens. And I probably should have mentioned this at the start of the video, and I know the Phoenix Suns haven't been healthy as of late, but I believe this is worth talking about. The last 2 games, head coach Mike Budenholzer has been trying new things, which is good and bad, and I do respect him for trying something new. But like versus the Memphis Grizzlies, Bol started, he played 30 minutes, well-deserved. He's played great his last 4 games. We all know that. But Ryan Dunn only played 5 minutes. Oso Ighodaro didn't play. Is Ryan Dunn dealing with like some injury that we don't know about? I don't know. Ty Washington had 13 minutes, but we didn't see any Monte Morris. Nick Richards only played 16. It's just one game, whatever. It happens. But then last night versus the Houston Rockets, Bol started again. He played 33 minutes. Well-deserved. Ryan Dunn only played 10 minutes. Now, in all fairness, Ty Washington did play well. He played 26 minutes. Colin Gillespie played 15 minutes. He also played well. But again, no Oso Ighodaro, no Monte Morris, for example. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Coach Bud and his rotations and the minutes after the NBA All-Star break. So let's try to end this video on a positive note, you guys. We still have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and that's what this is all about. I believe we have a winning record with those two on the court together, and I truly do believe that Matt Ishbia, James Jones, Josh Bartlestein, and the rest of the Suns front office are pushing all of their chips in around those 2 players. And despite recent speculation and rumors, I truly do believe that Kevin Durant wants to be here and wants to stay in the Valley of the Sun. And for the most part, we do have quality role players like Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal, for example. And even though a lot of Suns fans want us to like rebuild and gather draft assets and all that, you guys do remember that we have rookies Ryan Dunn and Oso Ighodaro on this team, plus our Valley Suns squad players. So we do have the youth movement in effect. And I do believe that we have a couple of future first round pick swaps and second round picks and all of that. So I just think that the Phoenix Suns should win as many games as possible, hopefully make the playoffs, and just see what happens this off season. Matt Ishbia and company, they're going to have a lot of decisions to make this off season, especially if we are a first round exit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will put some things for you guys to read down below in the description. Also, make sure to follow me on all of my social media sites. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Brandon, aka Suns Geek, and if it has to deal with the Phoenix Suns, I'm going to make a video about it. Subscribe for the latest Phoenix Suns news, and get active in the comment section, you guys. I want to hear from you guys on the current state of the Phoenix Suns. I appreciate you guys watching. Win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life, and I'll see you guys next time. Go Suns.
Suns Geek, appreciate it. What's up, Suns Geek?